Welcome back to a brand new episode of Charm City Beat. It is Christmas Eve. I'm on the line with my boys. We're here to talk Baltimore Ravens versus San Francisco 49ers Monday Night Football. Game of the fucking year. Let's talk about it, gentlemen. What a
Huge
fucking
game.
matchup.
It's huge. It's huge. And I guess if you're a Ravens fan, this is the kind of game you want. I think it's being billed as the game of the year for the entire NFL. Potential Super Bowl preview between two of the best teams. They rank in the top five in offense
Mhm.
and defense. And unfortunately, the Ravens have to go across the country, San Francisco. So I think that's going to be a little tough, but I'm looking forward to it. And it's a great way to cap off a tremendous day of
Yeah.
Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's like I said, easily game of the year until our game next week, which is then another game of the year. But it's next week, so we're just smack dab in a fun spot of our schedule right now.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's gonna be tough. Definitely the toughest matchup we've had all year, statistically.
Yeah. No, there's no fucking doubt about it. This is the toughest game of the year. I mean, just even going through their stats, offensively and defensively, they are just absolute juggernauts. Um, I'd say while we probably are one of the most complete teams in AFC, without a doubt, they are probably one of the most complete teams in the NFL. I hate to say it. They have a systematic quarterback. To be determined if this is true skill or is just a great system. Which either one, hey, dude, you're making bank off of it. They have two great receivers, one of the best tight ends in the NFL, one of the best running backs probably ever. And that defense, that's crazy shit. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fucking game. It's gonna be a hard hitting game. Both defenses love to hit. What else?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the
That might
defenses
that
are
might be in our advantage because we're bringing AFC North football to them.
Yeah,
You can't bully us like they've bullied other teams
that's true.
because that's just what you don't bully a bully most of the time. They'll try to push us around, but we literally play the Steelers, the Bengals, the Browns. It's,
AFC North.
who they've
yeah.
lost to. I think they've lost to the Browns and they've lost to the Bengals. And I think it's just another these games where like even Kittle said the reason the Ravens are number one in defense in the first quarter is because teams aren't used to getting punched in the mouth to open these games up, and the Ravens are going to punch you in the mouth to
Yeah.
start these football games. However, I do think that the 49ers are churning at a different pace than they were when they played them in the beginning and middle of the year, the Browns and the Bengals, respectfully. And I do feel like I think they're comparing this offense to the greatest show on turf statistically, and Purdy is reminding a lot of people like Kurt Warner. So that's kind of what we're going up against here. But I think the Ravens have the personnel and defense to at least make it a lot more difficult for the 49ers to gain yards. And if they want to play it so that they have to run the football, I think the Ravens are okay with them gaining 4 or 5 yards on the ground at a clip rather than give up the big play. Because I think that's where the 49ers are really good is
Mhm.
with the big plays.
Yeah. No, I mean they're a big play team. That's their bread and butter. I mean, look at the play mark makers. Their team is literally virtually everybody's wants in fantasy football. But again, they haven't played a defense like ours. Um, we'll see how Brock Purdy. I mean, we have one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. We get after quarterbacks. Matty BK 11 games in a row with at least half a sack. It's almost expected at this point. Um, yeah, I think this defense might cause them issues, and it's going to be a true test, I think, for both teams. Going back to what you said, the NFC and AFC football, that's completely different football. It has been proven time and time again. Um, so I don't know. This is going to be a great test for both teams.
Listening to the beat reporters for the 49ers this week, they were talking about how almost fatigued the 49ers have looked the last few weeks. I think they defensively, they're a little
Mhm.
bit. I mean, they gave up 16 missed tackles last week against the Cardinals offense. It just isn't that electric. 234 yards on the ground on 30 carries. This is a run defense that is accessible to the run. Going up against an offense with the number one rushing attack in football. I know we lost Keaton Mitchell. That's going to hurt, but I still think I mean, he wasn't there the first half of the year. He wasn't there last year. Like we can run the football without him. We still have Lamar Jackson, who leads the Ravens in rushing. We still have Gus Edwards. We still have, Hill. So I certainly think that there's opportunities there for the Ravens to exploit that run defense, and that's a great way to keep their edge rushers like like Bosa and Chase Young from really putting their ears back against our vulnerable edges. Honestly,
Yeah. One thing that again I asked before the show what the confidence levels are, and I'm going to ask that again in a moment. But before I get there, I want to bring one thing that does give me confidence, and that's Lamar Jackson, straight up. Even as bad as our tackles are, what he can do, what I've seen him do multiple weeks in a row. Again, we're probably going to give up 1 or 2 sacks. That's expected, especially with our type of offense, how shoddy the line can be on the outside. We're expected to give up 1 or 2, but how many sacks he has avoided just with his legs alone is an offensive line in itself. But I am going to ask the question, though. Scale 1 to 10, how confident are you guys?
you go first, Ross.
Well, when I was doing the notes for this episode, it was definitely diminishing my confidence watching those rankings. But I said with Lamar Jackson, 6-ish, possibly pushing 7. If it was home, I'd be more confident. But
Yeah.
fairly confident. I try to diminish my confidence. I don't talk about games anymore as much as I used to. That's gone bad before, but yeah,
Yeah.
6.
Me personally, I'm gonna say 7.5. I'm gonna say 7.5. Again, like I said, this is AFC football. Again, don't get me wrong, these are some of the best athletes in the NFL right now. The 49ers are balling. They're a badass team. They are a Super Bowl contender. Surefire, might as well just crown them NFC champions at this point almost. We'll see what the Dallas Cowboys have to say about that. But no, I'm confident. I'm hesitantly confident because again, the Ravens tend to play up to their opponent. Again, I think they play down when they have to, but they play up, and it is the biggest game of the year. This is Christmas night. Everybody's going to be home. A lot of people are going to be drinking. A lot of people are going to be tuned in. And the Ravens, at least in the most recent years, I feel like primetime is their bread and butter. The Ravens come out to play in primetime. I hope that continues on Christmas night because that would be awesome after a day of driving all around Anne Arundel County, Baltimore County, and fucking Bowie. I'm hoping, but we will see. We will see. Jordan.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think for those reasons, those are the big reasons. Lamar's also 16-1 all time against the NFC. Just not seeing him a lot. And this offense is so much more different than it was in 2019 when we played them. Those plays where Lamar would run around, he'd probably take off. Now he's looking for the play downfield, and I think that's where the 49ers are a little susceptible. But, again, I think he's going to rise to the occasion. He has in past games. We smashed the Seahawks and the Lions in the mouth, and those are probably our 2 biggest opponents to date. And so to Gerald's point, it just shows that the Ravens really like to rise to that talent. That being said, it's on the road against a really, really hot 49ers team right now. And I think that just gives me a little bit of hesitance. I think it's going to be tick for tack. I don't think it's going to be, I think it might be a low scoring game comparatively to some of those other games they've been playing, but I think it's going to know a field goal. And that just gives me a little hesitance on who's going to have the ball last. So I'm with you guys. I think I'm in that 6 to 7 range. We can definitely win this football game. I do think it's the best 2 teams in football and by a little bit of a margin at this point, personally.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I forgot to let our viewers know on Facebook. But yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. I will say before I post on Facebook, 15th in passing defense. That's interesting. Going back to what you were said about Lamar just really letting the plays develop. I think honestly that's the key to us winning. We know our run game is suspect at best right now. We lost a major key piece. And of course, yes, we didn't have him in the beginning of the season or last year. But again, what he has meant to this offense it's incredible. But I think passing might be the way out. We have Zay Flowers. We have OBJ, who is finding himself again. Nelson Aguilar, who, despite what people thought, he's really proving himself in this offense, whether it be a decoy or a catch, just crazy passes out of nowhere that no one should be catching. And again, Isaiah Likely, who was my fantasy football tight end, which you guys are playing each other, which I think is hilarious. But nonetheless, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But no, I think the weapons we have through the air, as long as we can get in the end zone, because again, while they are 15th in passing offense, they are second in scoring defense, and that's concerning. They show up in the red zone. That's what that says.
I think it also, to me, it means they're getting up early and teams have to throw the football. And I think they get away from their game plans. And I think it just allowed, like Ravens too, like when they play, it just games snowball away against these good defenses. And then I think it allows them, I just think they're playing aggressively the whole game because they're winning because of their offenses and they can play their style of football. And the teams don't like to play that style of football. And I think it's going to be eye-opening for the 49ers and the Ravens as far as taste of their own medicine. I think these teams are very comparative when you consider like Fred Warner and Roquan and running offenses that like to hit you in the mouth. And I'm excited for it. I do think Lamar Jackson will be the best player on the field, and he has to rise to the occasion for us to have a chance in this game. Because I think there's too many weapons in the 49ers offense otherwise. But I think OBJ is going to have a big game because he loves the prime time. I'm excited for it.
No, I couldn't be more excited. Let's talk about it. Ross, you got an injury report for me, bro?
Oh, well, I got some relatively semi-good news. Armstead's out for the 49ers, so that's 6 sacks and then 1 defensive end to worry about.
Wow.
And Hargrave is questionable with a hamstring after being limited all week. So that's helpful for us. And in our terms, only 2 that are out are Jalen Armour Davis, who, what's that mean? He's been around. Interesting, possibly upsetting one is Arthur Millette is out.
Really?
As much as he was terrible trying to cover Cooper Kupp on those, motions, he's pretty good at blitzing.
That sucks.
And special teams. I think he's decent on special teams too.
Very good on special teams.
Yeah, I mean, he also had that scoop fumble last week.
Yeah, he plays up in the moment.
Yeah, like I said, he was very questionable against the Rams and their trying to cover motions and not following people. Yeah. Zay's questionable, but
I saw that on Twitter. What's that about? Is that something to be concerned about, or
the flower wilting?
No, he was full the last 2 days. Yeah.
Like, here's my thing, and it's something I feel like a lot of things that people don't know, they sometimes are embarrassed to ask about. Like, what is the level? Like, questionable. Like, that usually indicates that they may play, right? Most of the time when it comes to injury reports. Let's dumb it down for people if you don't mind.
I mean, really, I think it just depends on the person most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time, I've seen questionable next thing they don't play because they're game time decision, but I think 2 full days of full participation, and I don't even think he never missed a day at all.
Yeah. Any update on Ryan Stanley, where he's at?
Yeah, on the injury report.
Wow. He was back at practice this week.
Okay.
I think they'll rotate him out. He was on there as full the past 2 days with concussion, but he didn't have a designation, so it's just going to be his typical can't bend his knees because everything else is hurt. But his head's not hurting anymore.
He's getting the extra day of rest. Monday Night Football. I think it's going to be beneficial to both teams. Yeah. But as I think I said earlier, just the 49ers have been a little bit suspect on defense, just bringing people down, getting gassed. I think the Ravens are going to run the shit out of it at them to set the pass up, but also wear down that D-line, also keep those edge rushers from getting too aggressive. And I think you're going to see them eventually break. Hopefully, I wish we had a home run hitter. I don't think we have a home run hitter anymore in that backfield,
Yeah.
other than Lamar Jackson, who you really don't like to see run. But I have a feeling that he's going to take the shit and run quite a bit in prime time because that's just what he is like, and
And
we're
let's
just
be
gonna have to
honest.
hold our breath.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say when he
Yeah.
is running, we're winning. So
Yeah.
history says when he's running, we rarely
And I
lose.
feel like I trust him to run it. Like, has he been hurt yet running? I don't think, not really. I think a couple years ago he tripped or something on the sideline, but
He did
usually
that.
when he gets
Remember, he
hurt,
did
he's in
that
the
front
pocket
flip into the end zone, and I'm low key sure that's how he fucked up his hip.
against the
Like,
Chiefs. Yeah.
yeah,
But like he's so agile and he doesn't run at people like fucking Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, and he's too quick to be captured by anyone not called a linebacker. I mean, a cornerback. So I feel like he's gonna get his 10 yards every time he takes the ball. Usually, and when he doesn't, he comes that close to breaking it. Maybe this is the game where he has like a 65-yard highlight run. Because if he does that, he's going to an MVP.
again and again. We one thing we did mention that we mentioned last episode. This game is the MVP decider. In my opinion, this is one of the last few regular season games. This is the MVP candidate versus MVP candidate 1-2 right there in front of you. Look, I know Lamar wants to act like he doesn't know that he's one of the greatest players of all time, or this record or that record, or oh, we're in the playoffs. Shit, shock to me. I don't act like he doesn't believe that, because there's no way he doesn't hear that. He knows how important this game is. Does he care? Maybe, maybe not. But I think in his quest to be the best, it's going to be a very, very, very interesting game, a very exciting game, especially given just some of the other turnarounds in the division. The Bengals have been knocked out of playoff contention, at least right now. They're still in the hunt, but the Steelers winning against the Bengals fucked them up, and now the Texans are in. Without CJ Stroud, where the Texans have to win tomorrow. So they don't have CJ Stroud. So we'll see how this goes. But damn, Mason Rudolph out there. We got some. I don't know.
I think it's because it was Christmas and it was Rudolph.
I was about to say,
that's why.
it's Christmas.
The script writers
End of the game.
bad.
After the game ended, they played Rudolph.
Oh my god, the script writers. They were like, we
I
can't let a
think they
guy
all
named Rudolph.
suck, and I'm waiting for the Browns, Bengals, and Steelers to actually play real teams. And I don't think any of them do. The Bengals do against the Chiefs next week, but they're out, so who gives a shit? But the Browns and whoever, I guess the Browns are gonna get in, and they're gonna get like the Miami Dolphins out the jump. And so I think that's gonna be exciting to see them completely dismantled on national television. However, Joe Flacco.
January Joe. How did Joe find himself here again? Like, oh my god, it's really crazy when you really think about it. Again, the Browns just spent all this money on Deshaun Watson. He has played how many games? Maybe has he even played 10 games since he got that contract? I don't even think so. Now they have Joe Flacco off the couch with like 7 kids, still slinging it. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
When I saw Nick Chubb tear his knee on Monday Night Football back in fucking September,
wow,
I was like, it's done. They're done. They're done. They're not. They're cooked. They're not winning. And damn if they, I mean, impressive. Stefanski might win Coach of the Year. Chance he might win Coach of the Year because of what he's doing. And I mean, he honestly deserves it considering, I mean, the historic defense, no doubt, but that offense is just built like Frankenstein right now, the Frankenstein monster.
Yeah.
It's competing and they're winning games. And I wouldn't be shocked if they beat the team they play in the playoffs. If they have the recipe to win the playoffs. They have Joe Flacco and a great defense.
A great defense, really Joe Flacco. That's a Super Bowl contender. Where have we seen that one before, Jordan? Oh man, yeah, that's crazy.
It's on that poster right over Ross's freaking head right now.
Right there.
January fucking Joe.
Joe, Jesus.
Yeah, remember that January Joe didn't also throw 3 interceptions in a game and need his defense to bail him out.
Oh, I think he did.
I'm sure he did.
Remember the Broncos game? The Broncos game when he was like,
remember his his historical run had no interceptions in it.
But it was in
The
the playoffs, though. In the leading up to the playoffs,
I'm aware of that.
we just made it in, man. We
Yeah.
lost to the Broncos. We needed 4th and fucking 23 against the like we needed so much shit to go right just to get in. Like we were not good that year.
Yeah. That like, oh my god. That's why it's like crazy. It's like as good as the Ravens are right now, it's like our expectations are so high because they were so low once upon a time and we won the Super Bowl.
We had old men in defense. Like Ed Reed and Ray Lewis were like, we should have won the Super Bowl for them 6 years earlier in
Yeah.
06. Like that team was old as shit.
God.
Ray Lewis had half an arm, deer antler spray. I heard he was like sleeping like this, chained to his bed because of the blood flow. Ed Reed, I mean, he
I'll never
retired a
forget
year
reading
later.
articles about that. I was just like deer antlers. What the fuck is that?
Nice. Suggs on there.
I mean that's amazing run though. Like that's how you win Super Bowls. You mesh at the right time and everything just aligns. And it can certainly happen this year with the Ravens, even with the loss on Sunday. As long as they get in the playoffs, which they have locked it in, they just play their style of football. I think they could probably shock the world again. Yeah, neutral plays at the Super Bowl. Fuck yeah.
In Vegas, baby. No. This has been a very fun season. And it's at that point of year where I start thinking it's sad the regular season's over. Like, oh, it's been again, these longer seasons have been great because it's like usually this is a prime of year. I'm like, I don't know, the last game. And now it's like, oh, we get extra game. Goes straight to February. It's gonna be awesome. Hopefully the Ravens will be there. All they really got to do is just show up tomorrow and the rest of the season. But they're in the playoffs right now. Wild card's already secured. They are still the number 1 seed, and they play the NFC's best. It's MVP candidate versus MVP candidate, best team versus best team, a Super Bowl preview. What more could you want on Christmas? Monday Night Football. Let's go. Any last words, Jordan?
I am absolutely super pumped for this football game. I'm gonna lose my mind about halfway through Christmas when I come home from my parents' house from dinner and I realize it's 5:00 p.m.
Yes.
I'm about to drink some brown sugar old fashions, fucking down some cookies, turn the game on, watch Monday Night Countdown, fucking play with some toys from Christmas and get ready. And then, game time comes. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Yeah.
And I'm off Tuesday, so it's gonna
you're
be
so
a good
lucky.
time. I know I'm gonna get absolutely shit faced, but I'm excited for it. And it's the game of the year, maybe the game of the decade. I think the last game that compared to this, according to the Athletic, was that Colts Patriots game from 07, I think, or some other fucking weird game like that. Like when you look at like against some weird stat that they used. We're in historic waters here, guys, with these two teams playing. It doesn't happen often when two conference champions going against each other this late in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's basically the game we were waiting for the past 2 weeks, really. I mean, we've been doing our job to get there. They did their job to make it, so it's going to be two top 10. Everything's yeah, can't wait.
Script writers were in their bag this season, man. Mason Rudolph winning on Christmas weekend. Literally two of the greatest teams right now in the NFL playing each other on Monday Night Football on Christmas. You couldn't ask for a better weekend of football, man. And you two are playing each other in the playoffs to get into the championship. Wow. I got knocked out by Ross. Still love you, buddy.
Oh, look, Stefan did something.
What do you do? Tell me. Catch?
He had a catch for 5 yards. And another catch for I guess no yards. Oh, he had a first down somewhere in there. Yeah, Tyler Bass.
What does he have? 9 points?
No, Stefan has 5.
Okay. That's more than Deontay Johnson got.
Yeah, really.
This is great football.
You have no idea how happy I was when Mason Rudolph's deep ball to him to knock him back. Just like, yes.
Oh, dude, the same. I saw it and I was like, oh.
All I was hoping for was just a cheeky touchdown from Mixon. I even was yelling. I was like, "Yeah, run the ball. They're not expecting it. They're not. You're up. You're losing by a lot. Run the ball." They did that one play. I was like, yes.
Jordan, you
Do
have
that.
Matt Stafford on your
I think
bench.
you're doing it.
Do because I figured his floor is like he's like a 34 to 38 kind of guy.
Yeah.
He did miss a touchdown at the end that would have made it way worse. But Justin Fields historically has been getting in the 30 to 40 range because he runs and he throws dink and dunks, and each completion's worth half a point in this league. It's unbelievable. And he doesn't throw past 5 yard line. That shit adds up. But he plays a really bad Cardinals team at home in Chicago. And I just think that wishful thinking here. I think he gets in the 30s.
Well,
We'll see.
right now,
Lamar's probably going to get in the 20s, even with it.
Yeah, that's right. He does have Lamar. It is right now 52 to 48% in Jordan's favor, but we know how predictions go.
Oh, well, that's because fucking Stefan was supposed to get 20 and he has 5.
Well, in my defense, I lost Chase for the year.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that sucks. That really sucks.
I came in today with like I think 57 to 40 something percent, but then Stefan decided, I don't want to play today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
and
cold
I hate
outside.
when they do that because I got receivers on my bench,
that sucks.
including OBJ.
Yeah, you got some ballers on your bench.
OBJ is getting a touchdown on Monday Night Football. I'm calling that right now.
Yeah, well, you know what he did? Do you know what he did on Sunday Night Football? You want to remember what he did his last Sunday Night Football? Yeah, he got 8 points. No, wait, sorry.
No.
He got 3
points. This is like legit the biggest regular season game of his career.
He had 23 points the week before. He put up 23 points against his former team.
Yeah, that's because he had his wide open catches against the Jacksonville. He's like, I don't want to catch today. Luckily, I kept him on my bench that game.
Who else is playing in this league? Got IK versus Justin Holden. Holden is projected to lose right now. Damn.
I mean, not by much for IK having 72 points.
T. Higgins went off for 29 points. Fucking
See, that's IK's problem. He has 72 points, and look how many people have played already. And Justin is still barely projected to lose.
Alvin Kamara really screwed him. That sucks. I don't know. We are going to see, fellas.
McPherson only got him 3 points, and Buffalo's defense is falling apart.
Oh my gosh!
I'm here for it.
That's fun.
Well, remember, if your defense gives up points, they drop so quick. Because every touchdown they drop 2 levels.
They'll get no points.
I'm not playing the Ravens defense Monday.
Nope. But watch it.
I just want to enjoy the football game too. I just want to watch the game. I want to enjoy it.
Well, you know what? Luckily, that's why I would love to go in with a lead or a slight disadvantage that Lamar can make up, and I don't need Debo.
See, this is why I am glad. This is like one of the first seasons I haven't drafted a Raven football player specifically because I don't mind having a Raven player. It's fine. I want them to do good. Too fucking anxious. I can't do it.
Cool. But Gerald, if they're gonna do bad, I'm gonna be pissed no matter what. If they do good, I at least get something.
So you're gonna be double mad.
This is why you gotta put money.
No, I'm gonna be mad in general.
No matter what the fuck happens, you'll be happy. Ravens win.
That's the thing.
I
don't like having my opponents. And Debo is one of those players you can't bench because he's playing your team. I took a chance with Mixon because we have a good run defense. Well, Debo's just too good.
Well, you explained that.
I don't like that I have to.
Football gods, and I wish you both the best of luck.
Well, like I said, it pretty much was because there was no moves that me and Jordan had to make this week. We're like, these are our teams.
Mm-hmm. I got a kicker.
Who's out there?
You got a kicker?
Yeah, I think that was like I saw it. That was the only move, but I was like, that's a kicker. I mean, I switched tight ends up. I put McBride in.
I saw that.
I kept him in.
Well,
I kept him in because I had him in last week and he went off and Ingram didn't do anything.
That's true.
And also, Ingram was one of those players I can bench against my team.
That's true.
Because I had options.
All right, Ross. Well, bring it down to 9.
and also, I also like having 2 good tight ends because it goes against Gerald and anti-tight end movement.
I'm back. I'm still here. I just lost.
Can't see you.
Nope, you will see me in a second. Old school. Luckily, I have a backup. Not as great. That's why we're about to call the show.
It's great.
Yeah. So
That's a
Monday Night
yeah.
Football, Christmas, Ravens versus 49ers. This is going to be some great football. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back later next week to recap. Take care and have a good night. And I can stop that. Whoops.